So I'm in Colorado right now, just on a little family trip, kind of tacked onto a work trip, so I've got a bunch of gear with me. And I figured I would talk about my kind of go-to run and gun setup. So I've been using this setup for over a year at this point, like a year and a half or so. And I've slowly added things onto it, and I kind of adjust and take things off or add things as I need to. But for the most part, this is like when it's maxed out, this is kind of the setup that I'm running. And it could probably use a little like cable management, but it's worked for me and I've never had any issues with things getting in the way or anything like that. So just to kind of break it down, obviously starting with the FX3 body and a small rig half cage, so that way I could still use the top handle. And this half cage is awesome. It's got the little magnetic like flathead bit coined thing that just kind of slides in here, and it stays in there pretty good. Haven't had any issues. So the lens itself is the Sony FX3 28-135, which is, I don't know, it's just like a really awesome lens. I'm not gonna, this isn't like a technical review of this lens, but it just looks really good. The zoom function on it is just super smooth. Like you can do real easy like smash zooms and things like that. The autofocus is decent on it. It's not as good as like some of the G Master 2 lenses or anything, but it definitely will do the job. Oh, and I've got a Freewell adjustable ND. And then we've got our Sennheiser shotgun mic. Just got this Sure side handle, which has been really nice because you can grab onto that, and then this lens has this extra handle on it here, so it's just really ergonomic, easy to shoot with. So I've got the Shinobi, Atomos Shinobi on here, and I don't use it for every like run and gun project, but it'll kind of float between here. I need to get a separate mount so that I can get it more like on top of this top handle. So for now it kind of lives over here, and obviously running the like FX3's top handle that came with it with this small rig handle extension, which is like just a basic necessity, I feel like. And then for most times running and gunning with this, I'll have the like first version of the DJI mics, and I'll just kind of slide it in here. I've got a mic ready to go that's just on the camera, so I can pop it on people if I need to. I'll have a whole set of these with me, like maybe in a fanny pack or something, so they won't always live on the camera, but it's easy to do if I need to. So I've seen a lot of people run like V-mount batteries and stuff on their rigs, and I don't know, these like Sony, just the standard Sony batteries are so good that for like a full day of shooting, I'll just like grab 3 or 4, and unless you're sitting down and just doing hours of sit-down interviews or something like that, then I could see using a V-mount if you don't have access to like a dummy battery and power. For the kind of shooting that I'm usually doing, these batteries are perfectly fine. I never really have any issues or wish I had a V-mount battery or anything like that. For SD cards, we're normally rocking these, got a few different ones, but just CFast Express cards. They're really awesome. They're small. They're expensive, but I think they're well worth it. You can shoot on maximum settings and all of that stuff with no issues. So some things I would probably add to this. I definitely need swivel mount for a monitor so that, like I said, I can get it maybe more on this top handle and more in line with the camera and the lens, and it's not kind of off to the side. A matte box would be cool to have as an option. We recently just kind of outfitted most of the lenses that we used with these Freewell variable NDs, and they're just, I don't know, they're just awesome. They're so fast, and especially if you've got one, it's got the magnetic cover that goes on the front, which is really cool, but at the same time, depending on how, you know, what kind of environment you're in. Like we just got done hiking around northern Utah for a week in pretty rugged terrain, and if you catch that magnet cap on something, it'll definitely just like pull it off, and hopefully you notice that it fell off or didn't. It might come off in a camera bag or something, but I'd say for the most part I don't have that many issues with them. It's still really nice to just slap it on and pull it off when you need to. So this is my run and gun rig. I'm gonna do a separate video on this lens probably and just talk about it more, show some more footage that has come out of it, like more of a just non-technical review of this lens. There's a lot of really cool rigs that I've seen of people out there. This one's a very, like, I wouldn't call it quite a shitty rig, but it's close. There's kind of cables all over the place, but it gets the job done, and it's ergonomic, and it's not too heavy, which is nice depending on what you're doing. Through the FX3 and this top handle, I can run the shotgun, capture multiple lav audios, and it'll just separate them all into different tracks once you pull it into your editing software. So that's just a really nice feature to have, and I know most other cameras probably have that at this point too. But that just makes it really easy. You know, I can leave these lavs on